If you're ever in a contest, like in Vegas at a casino someplace, and they ask you to make a bet, and they say you're going to bet on anything against physics, here's my advice. Always bet on physics. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Pre-Accident Investigation Podcast Safety Moment. These are these short little tidbits, these amuse-bouches, if you watch the Food Channel, these sorbets, if you're into really fancy language, like saying sherbet with an attitude. These are these little ideas that we talk about just to make us think, kind of mid-wink little breaks. And today I'm going to talk about the fact that physics beats bad controls every single time. So we talk about the importance of controls, and I'm pretty convinced that controls are what saves lives. It's whatever separates the energy from the worker. We understand what controls or barriers or safeguards or those things are, right? We get that. The crazy thing is that physics beats them every single time if they're bad, if they're not in place, or if we didn't know the energy was possible. And so part of what happens is I think we make bargains against physics, and we call those bargains against physics probability. We say there's only a 50% chance this will happen. Well, that's rolling the dice against physics, and physics is always going to win. In fact, a probability theorist would look you in the eye and say, well, the probability of anything that could happen in the world happening is always 100%. It's 1. That's the bargain against physics. In fact, I would move us, if I could move us, collectively from this if thinking to when thinking. And we do a lot of if thinking. I mean, I see it all the time. I was just doing an investigation where they did 5 series of ifs, which is probably better than why in an investigation, but it's still based upon sort of the chance that we'll beat physics. And we shan't. We won't. We can't. So instead of rolling the dice against physics by asking if, here's my advice. Ask when. Assume the probability is 1. Assume that everything that could possibly happen will happen. That everything that could align on the Swiss cheese model will align. Just assume it's going to happen. And when it does, ask this question. Do we have robust controls in place that will meet physics with physics? And if the answer is yes, go to work. Start the job. But if the answer is no, before you go to work and before you start the job, we ought to probably make sure we've got some controls in that system. Because if you're given the opportunity to bet against physics, don't do it. Always bet on physics, because physics always wins. That's the safety moment for today. Hope you enjoyed it. It was mighty fun spending time with you, and I mean it this time. Last time I didn't mean it, but this time I mean it. Learn something new every single day. Have as much fun as you possibly can. And goodness sakes, be safe.